right, welcome back to the IMNerd podcast. I'm your host, Frazier. I'm here with my Christmassy co-host, Kenny.
Hey,
Those
Merry
3Ks, by the way.
Christmas and a ho, ho, ho.
How's it going? So it is, what is it? It's like mid-December.
Yeah, we're like mid-December, right?
Yeah,
We're
it's that
mid-December.
Christmas time, you know, it's the jolly time, it's the snowman's time, it's the fat man's time and all that good stuff. If you believe in
Hell yeah.
Christmas or you celebrate Christmas, or if you're in a Hanukkah or one of those other holidays, happy holidays to everybody. This is that time of the year. One of my favorite times of the year. We're here to talk about some Christmas stuff, you know, like what traditions and stuff do you guys get into? What do you like to do? Do you like to watch Christmas movies with your family? Do you like to go out to the Christmas village in your area? Do you like to maybe go and sit on Santa's lap or whatever? You know, what are you into?
Whoa, what was that supposed to mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. All right.
All right.
But yeah, what do you usually do for Christmas, Ken?
I mean, you know, I just really like watching Christmas movies. You know, I watch a couple Christmas movies. There's some that I try to watch every year, and then there's a bunch that are just like iconic that I don't get to watch every year. But there's a bunch that I think of. One that I just thought of right now that I didn't think of leading up to us recording is called Tokyo Godfathers. It's an anime movie, and it's a movie I watched many years in a row. I like it a lot. And I forgot about it till literally right now. But Tokyo Godfathers, if you've never seen it, it's a great Christmas movie. It's an anime movie, so it's in Japanese. There might be an English version. I don't remember. But it takes place during Christmas time, and it's these three homeless people. Just like, I think it's like a fat homeless guy, some other homeless guy, and then a trans homeless guy. And they find a baby. I think it's like an abandoned baby, I think. Or I don't remember if it's a baby or if it's like a young kid that's looking for its mom. I forget exactly. It's been a couple of years since I watched it. At one point, I watched it like 3 or 4 years in a row, but it's been a couple years. But yeah, these three homeless guys, they find like this baby or this kid, and then they get up to all these Christmas shenanigans, and they're like running around Tokyo and doing all these different things and getting in trouble and running from like gang members and getting into all this random trouble, and then making it like a good, happy Christmas for like this baby. And I think the trans person like really wants to be a mom and like really takes like a motherly role with like the child, and then, you know, different things ensue. They're trying to take care of it. It's a great movie though. Great anime movie. Has a bunch of anime hijinks and Christmas hijinks, and it's a good, you know, Christmas time movie. Tokyo Godfather.
Never saw that one, but one of my favorite Christmas time movies is Home Alone. When I was a kid, I used to love seeing Home Alone, which is funny because our president of the United States currently was in Home Alone, actually. Donald J. Trump. He was actually in Home Alone. He had a cameo. But I do love old Macaulay Culkin Home Alone. Now, Home Alone 3, they changed the actor to some other kid who I don't know where he is now. Don't know who he is. Couldn't tell you his name. But the first two Home Alones are goated. They're like iconic. I always liked the idea of being left behind by my entire family and being left in the house all by myself to do whatever I wanted, because I, even as a kid, have always been a bit of a recluse. Like I enjoy alone time. I enjoy solitude. So that never seemed like some disaster to me, being left behind. Like I would prefer it, you know, when I was a kid. Like my family all goes to some big family gathering in Jersey, because I live in Philly, so Jersey's not far. They drive like 40 minutes somewhere, and then all the family gets out and we get in someone's house. We all in like pajamas and shit, and the adults are all drinking eggnog, but the kids can't have none. So we try to sneak it. We get the one cousin who's like just on the verge of being an adult, but they're not quite there yet, but they're allowed to just go in the grown folks area. And so they get eggnog and they like sneak and let us sip it every once in a while. And it's like, that tastes so good. But yeah, I'll deal with being left behind. Like I wouldn't mind being left behind during this time.
That shit's, I mean, look, there's great little Christmas memories of Christmas parties and events and stuff like that. I have plenty of those. But if you wanted to sit there and tell me like what would be the ideal thing to happen to you on Christmas when you're 12 years old and your family wants to go on a vacation, is that they forgot they forgot all about you. They got on a plane and left, and you were in the crib by yourself all weekend with some Hot Pockets and taquitos.
Yes.
And you just turned on your PlayStation 2 and your GameCube, and you just gamed the fuck out all.
Especially when those systems, because I just have to remember, that's a golden age of gaming too. Like, we're not in the best days of gaming, I would say, right now, but PS2, GameCube era, to me, is like peak gaming era. That's like the peak of my time as a gamer. And I would absolutely love to have my full library of PS2 and GameCube games at my disposal while my folks are away. Funnily enough, I just got back from a holiday party. Today was my company's holiday party, and It was open bar. So I'm a little sauce, chat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have 4 espresso martinis. Espresso martinis have completely taken over my life. Every time I've gotten an alcoholic drink in the last like 6 months. It's actually, I think it's like 7 months now because when I went to Japan, I tried an espresso martini from this place called The Front Room. It's in Tokyo. There's this place called The Front Room. It's viral. It's all over Instagram, TikTok, whatever. They're known for like this really gigantic thing of French toast that comes up. It's like a loaf. Like you get like a full half loaf, if that makes sense. You get like a half loaf of bread turned into like this fried French toast. And it's topped with this gigantic dollop of whipped cream or whatever and syrup. And the place is called The Front Room. And I believe it's very close to Tokyo Station, but it is in Tokyo. And when I looked at the menu, my friend was like, oh, I'm gonna get a drink. And so he got whatever he got. And I was like, oh, espresso martini. I was like, I wonder how an espresso martini tastes in Japan. Because I know this drink is considered pretty popular. I never was really an espresso person. Like, I don't drink espresso naturally. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. We're in Japan. I want to try all different things. I got the espresso martini and it was crack. And then we went back to The Front Room 2 days later because we were out in Japan for 2 weeks. So we went back 2 days later and I got the exact same order again. The French toast, like the half loaf of French toast with the espresso martini. I posted it on my Instagram story both times I went too. So like if you were following me on Instagram at Saint Alante at that time, you probably saw the picture of the gigantic thing of French toast with the espresso martini in it from the same place called The Front Room. If you ever go to Tokyo, highly recommend. It is very, very good. But yeah, I have 4 espresso martinis tonight. So I'm a little sauced. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little sauced. It was great.
Bro, as a person who used to bartend, I hate martinis. I hate that stupid fucking glass they come in.
What makes it a martini? Is it just the glass? Because it does come in that upside down triangle glass.
Okay, so I'll tell you what my understanding is. Now, there might be more lore to this that I don't know. Maybe there's more information. Here's the thing. A martini, in my experience, is a triple. That's like step 1. So I know people have heard of, getting a shot. Some people have heard of going to the bar and ordering a double. Martinis are triples.
That's wild.
It's a triple pour of whatever alcohol.
That explains why when the guy made mine tonight, the first one he made for me, and I was completely sober at the time, I stared at him make the first one, and I remember him turning the bottle of alcohol upside down. And I remember staring at how long it stayed upside down, and I was like, oh, God, that's going to be... And then he put a dollop of coffee or espresso at the end. Like, just a fucking... Like, he poured the thing upside down, and then he turned it right side up. And I was like, I guess that's my espresso martini. But when I drank it, the coffee flavor was very strong. So I guess you don't need much coffee in it because coffee is just a strong flavor, I guess. But like the amount of alcohol was alarming. I will say that.
Yeah. So martinis in general tend to be triples. And then like they're in that annoying ass glass. I don't know if there's something else that goes into it, but they're usually like fancier looking drinks that have a triple count of alcohol in it. And then, they go in that annoying glass. And the thing I hate the most is just that glass. I hate that glass so fucking much. It's so unwieldy. And if you have like a group of annoying ass, like just people, I won't specify, but just people, and they all order, oh my God, oh, you got a martini? I'm going to get a martini. Oh God. And then you get 16 people ordering martinis. And it's like, how the fuck do I carry all of these to wherever I got to bring them? They're just annoying. I hate them. But it makes people have a lot of fun. I know the espresso martini is very popular over the last couple of years.
It is
skyrocketed in popularity.
I don't know what happened, but it's so...
It gets people fucked up.
All my coworkers were like, oh man, are you going to be able to sleep tonight? And I looked at all of them and I was like, I don't sleep anyway. And they were just kind of like, because they all have children and shit now. It's been a while. We're all older, so they all
were like,
kids.
I don't got to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I was like, they all talking about like, oh, I got to get back. My kid's like 1 year old, 2 years old, and all this other bullshit. I'm just like, I don't have any of this nonsense that you fuckers have.
Frazier's like, I'm not dealing with.
Yeah, like children and a husband at home and a wife at home and all that. Like, who gives a fuck? Okay.
Yeah. The whole different time. It is crazy to think because like by the time my dad was 22, he had me. I think he was 22 when he had me.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just crazy.
That is wild because we're well into our 30s. And
just a completely.
Imagine having a teenager right now because that's what you just said. You just said your dad at your current age had a teenager.
And like you've already dealt with all these Christmases and buying presents and stuff, and that all has its own joys, but man, that also stressful.
I couldn't imagine having a fucking 13-year-old or 12-year-old or whatever walk up to me right now and be like, Dad, can I have some ice cream? And it's like, no, you little shit. No, you can have some ice cream. I'm kidding. Go get your ice cream.
Yeah, man. But Christmas time's awesome. I remember just like on the movie tip, like I just remember growing up watching so many different movies and then also like TV shows and cartoons that like I associate with Christmas. One of my favorite ones are, and I'm sure you've seen them, and I'm sure most people our age have seen them, and maybe hopefully other ages, but there's like a trilogy of movies that are all like stop motion animation. It's I think one of them's called like Santa Claus Comes to Town, and then it's like The Year Without Santa Claus, and then it's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I'm
And
pretty
it's a
sure I've
stop
seen all of
motion one.
these.
Yeah, and so one of them is like there's like this, this town that's all like gray and shit, and there's this fucking guy, this fat guy that runs the town, and like no fun for anyone, and all this other shit. And there's this little boy that's born, and then like send him away, and that little boy ends up being Kris Kringle, and then he ends up becoming Santa Claus, and he grows up and stuff like that, and he meets like Father Winter and shit like that, and he like brings Christmas to the town and like saves the day. And then the sequel is called like A Year Without Santa Claus, where he's much older now. Santa's gotten older, and he's like worried about kids don't believe in Santa anymore. And then he kind of gets depressed, and he kind of gives up on Christmas. He cancels Christmas that year because he doesn't feel like anybody believes in him and believes in Christmas. And then so this other kid, I think, goes on a little adventure. And this, one of the most iconic Christmas songs to me comes from this movie where he meets these two brothers, the Snow Miser and the Heat Miser. And he's like, I'm Mr. Like, what's it like? I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. And he comes out, and they're like stepping and dancing. And then when he's like, talking about how he likes it cold and cold Christmas. And then when he meets the brother, because he's like, oh, you got to bring Christmas to the South. And he's like, oh, the South is owned by my brother, the Heat Miser. And he goes to the Heat Miser, and then he's like, I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I like it hot. And he's just like, I'm too much. Do. And it's just, great songs and singing and dancing around. And the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser song, and them kind of just jigging and jiving. It's fucking awesome. And then all stop motion animation.
I was going to say,
go ahead.
Do they still do, like stop motion is almost a lost art form, I feel like now.
Oh, yeah. I think the last stop motion thing was maybe that movie Caroline, I think it's called, which was either inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas or made by the same person that made Nightmare Before Christmas, or maybe I have that completely mixed up anyway. But I feel like Caroline, I think that's the name of the movie, is like the last real stop motion movie I could even think of that was popular. They don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't really see, now that you brought it up, because I kind of forgot about it myself, but now that you brought it up, I'm like, damn, when's the last time I saw something that was actually stop motion? I used to genuinely like, as a kid anyway, staring at stop motion artwork and, movies and things like that, even little shows and stuff that were made in that art form. And I do think that now in the digital age, maybe there's just a feeling of there's no need for this anymore. Like, we just have technologies where it's not.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just, well, maybe what you said does encompass that, actually. I just think that stop motion is so excruciatingly time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched documentaries and things about different stop motion movies and the amount of work that goes in. Like, you have a whole set, and like you have like this little toy basically, and you put it into a position, then you back away and take a picture, and then you move it a tiny bit, back away, take a picture. Then you move it a tiny bit, back away, take a picture.
So much work.
And it's just, and it's because you got to build this real life model set and toys and all this other stuff. And then you have to take pictures frame by frame by frame by frame. And it's just a ton of work. But it's really cool. It's a really nice effect. And I wish we could see stuff like that more often. Like, there doesn't got to be a ton of it, but it'd be cool if every 2 years or so a stop motion movie was made just to keep that version of the medium alive.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you leave AI to it, I'm 100% certain that AI can replicate stop motion, and it's not done the way stop motion was actually done, but it can make it look like it, and a human eye would not be able to tell, like, this is not actual stop motion, it's just AI, but it can just replicate it. I'm sure that is something that can just be replicated by AI. The motion of it all, the way it looks kind of gritty. Yeah. I'm sure that AI nowadays, like, there's so many things that I guess AI is just coming for, and as an art form, they're not needed. I know. So this is a little bit off topic, but McDonald's just fell under fire this week for putting out an AI commercial. They put out a commercial that is completely AI generated. It has fake people in it, a fake Santa Claus in it, fake everything, fake McDonald's stores, fake food, the whole thing is AI, right? The whole commercial is AI. And this is an issue that we're facing, and every other month, Kenny and I find a way to just bring up this AI conversation, but it is just annoying because that commercial would have paid people who starred in it and like whatever. Now it's just, well, we just used AI. We don't have to pay anyone besides our subscription to fucking ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever the other ones are called, banana thing or whatever.
I have a quick aside from that that I'll get to in one moment. But yeah, it's no news here. I do hate a lot of the AI stuff. One of my biggest hate parts of it is that it is taking a lot of jobs. Right now, we are in the biggest like job depression that we've been in since COVID, and it's more than COVID. There's more people without work than there was during COVID, which sounds like it doesn't make any sense. But that's what's happening, and it's getting worse because of a lot of factors. It's not just AI, but AI is a factor, and with the uptick in AI and it getting more and more people are going to lose jobs. Like you just said, that McDonald's commercial, there would have been artists and actors and sound designers and all this other stuff that would have got paid and to do a job that are all out of work. Because of that, I remember I was coming home on SEPTA and there was a AI Skechers ad, just like a billboard of like a girl wearing Skechers, and it was like the entire thing was AI, the logo, the girl, and everything. And the worst part about it,
how could you tell? Did it say it or did you just know?
I just knew. I could just see it.
It just had that. It had that AI look to it.
It just had that AI look, but also it specifically had that AI porn look. I don't know if people are aware, but the way the Skechers ad looked, and I have a picture of it on my phone. I'll try to find it. The way the Skechers ad looked, it was clearly a girl trained off of like an AI porn model, like an AI model designed to like make girls look like fucking porn. Because the way the girl was posed and standing, and like the way the clothes contorted to her body, and, like, the way, like, it just looked like, now she wasn't nude or anything, but it was clearly looked like it was a female model designed to look sexual. And then the shoes looked like shit. They didn't even look like Skechers. They just looked like this amalgamation of shoe. Yeah, it was terrible. And it's like that would, like, artists and things like that would have been paid to make a really cool looking design, and instead they just like AI shitted out a thing that took 2 minutes and then like they put it out. The other thing is there's this idea that AI is going to like help us all, and there's going to be universal basic income. And we're all going to make money, and we're not going to need to do these jobs. That's not true. If it does happen, hey, I'm happy. That's not going to happen. Something I was talking about the other day with a friend of mine was like, all of these billionaires aren't investing in AI so they can give you money. That's not why they're investing. They're not going to invest in AI so they can just give money away. That's not their fucking plan.
Yeah, it's funny.
They want to make money. So
Elon Musk recently tweeted out that within the next 5 years, money won't be necessary, and I guess he's saying because of AI and things like that, like the advancements of technology. But I don't really understand. For 5 years is so close. Now that we're older and we understand how fast 5 years can go by, saying something like money will be obsolete in 5 years sounds really alarming, because conceptually I cannot grasp it. Now Elon Musk, way more successful than I am, richest person in the world, all these accolades or whatever fucking nonsense billionaire bullshit he has going on for himself. But when he tweets stuff like that, I'm just like, what is the angle there? Like, what do you mean? Because he doesn't elaborate either. He does not like explaining why money will be obsolete. He just says this like really inflammatory thing, like money will be obsolete in 5 years. And it's like, okay, so were you just bored and you wanted to just like make everyone talk about you? Are you just attention seeking, or do you genuinely think that in 5 years we won't need money? If
that's the case, the reason why that's not the case is because the government is slow. The government moves slow, and that's kind of how the government has to work. This is a problem Elon Musk had when Trump took office this past year. Is Elon Musk and the tech industry in general moves fast. Yes. It's a very fast industry. I think what like the go-to quote is like move fast and break things. I think that's like the main quote of the tech industry: move fast, break things, and like worry about it later. That's like the tech industry. Government is very slow. So Elon Musk came in and tried to do everything all fast. Was like, blah, blah, blah. And then like the government's not really supposed to work that way and can't really work that way because of different checks and balances that need to happen. If this no money thing is going to happen in 5 years, it needs to start today. The process of it has to start happening today. They need to start understanding how they're going to move in that direction today. We're talking about 5 years from now, there's going to be a different president, right? Yeah. Because there's only 3 years left of Trump's presidency. So we're talking about Elon Musk dealing with a different president that may or may not like Elon Musk, so may or may not help put whatever plan he has into play for whatever money idea he has. And then on top of that, the technology is not there today. maybe the technology will be there in 5 years, but now the government still needs to catch up to that technology. So like in 5 years, I can't imagine that statement will be true. If it is true, hey, I'm happy. If we don't need money anymore and I'm able to eat, sleep, have shelter, and truly not have to worry about it, hey, that's dope. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think it also said working will be optional. It said money will be obsolete, working will be optional, something like that. So I want to see if I can actually find it. Elon Musk, money obsolete. I don't. Here we go. 1 day ago, Elon Musk claims money will become irrelevant. Is he right? Yeah, this page that I just found is like it's a lot going on, but anyway, the basic idea is that money will be obsolete and working will be optional, and both of those things just sound so fucking crazy right now. Like obviously, in this very moment, it just sounds crazy. Maybe there is a world where that will become a thing, and it'll be like, damn, I really didn't believe, but here we are. But I want to read this. It says, in a future where anyone can have anything, you no longer need money as a database for labor allocation. Elon explains, if AI and robotics are big enough to satisfy all human needs, then the relevance of money declines rapidly. I'm not sure we will have it. And yeah,
maybe. I don't really believe that to be true, but maybe.
Yeah, our brains, I just don't think that we're capable, us who grew up in the 90s, us who grew up in the age before social media, like Kenny and I existed literally before social media.
That's got to be racist. There's no way. Nope. I'll just keep it right.
It doesn't have to be racist.
I accidentally clicked that button. Ken and I grew up in the age before social media was ever a thing. We grew up before MySpace was a thing. We grew up before Facebook was a thing. Like we literally existed at a time before social media. And we also existed at a time when social media became what it is now. Like we saw it grow into the monster. We saw MySpace first, then Facebook, and then Instagram and Snapchat and all the things, Twitter and all that. We've seen it happen. We've seen TikTok come in, rise up and all that. So like we've seen drastic changes in our generation. I always say the generation that we are in, the ones that existed before the Google era and the ones that existed after the Google era, like we're in such a unique period of time where we, like my dad, my mom, cannot use a computer the way Kenny and I can. Like the things that we understand about the way computers work, the things that we can do, like the fact that Kenny and I decided to start a podcast one day and we knew exactly the steps to take to like get it on Spotify and Apple and everything. And then also how to record it, how to get videos of it, how to edit it, how to get the audio levels balanced, how to do like all of these different things. Like we just figured out and knew how to do. And like my parents couldn't even slightly, would not know that I could sit them in this chair and they would not know the first thing. Now, granted, they do their own things. My mom does real estate and my dad works in the medical industry. So like they do their own thing. But when it comes to like technology, they couldn't fathom the world that we currently exist in where I can just do anything on this computer. So now I feel like I'm my parents in the sense that I can't fathom this future that Elon is talking about, whether it actually comes to fruition or not, because I do think that there's a percentage chance that becomes a real thing. But like my brain right now can't even begin to understand how money itself and money being obsolete and working being optional, I can't grasp that.
Yeah. The only reason why I can't grasp it is like, once again, it might happen and I'll be happy if it does. I'll welcome it. But the only reason why I can't grasp it isn't because I don't think it's possible technology wise. I don't think it's possible human wise. I just think, especially the culture of America, which is more, make more money.
Yeah, it's
have the most money. Like the way America works, like what Elon Musk is talking about, which is kind of funny, is socialism or a version of socialism, which he seems to be against. And I just don't see a world where it's like, oh, okay, AI takes care of everything. You don't have to work. Everybody gets money.
Right.
Like that seems, even though I think that would be good, that seems counterintuitive to the American way. And I think there's too many greedy people that want to continue to like hoard wealth and make more money and make money off the backs of other people. I just don't see how that would come into play. And like things will still cost something. Like in order for AI to run, like there's lakes and lakes and lakes of America that are drying up. Like, I don't think people realize the amount of water that it takes. Like, there is an extreme amount of water that is being used. That is like completely like running lakes dry. There is entire towns where like these AI like super factories are in. We're just living in the town. You can hear the AI factory. You can hear the more 24/7. You can hear it. Also, of course, they're in black neighborhoods, and these black neighborhoods are being polluted. And like taken apart by like this big AI factory that Elon Musk built. It's all these horrible things that people don't realize are happening, but it is causing all these problems that cost money to deal with, but also it's causing problems for the communities and people that live there. And like things will still cost some amount of labor or money to make, like to get like the seeds to grow food and everything like that. So I hope it happens. I hope everybody's life is made better. I just know right now, with every turn of the page, AI is making people's lives worse. They're taking jobs away from people. They're creating less optimal products, less good products, and they are they're like using a shit ton of water and electricity and ruining the lives of communities and neighborhoods that these factories are based in. Also, just as a side note, a lot of these neighborhoods happen to be black neighborhoods.
And stealing intellectual property left and right as well. I know Studio Ghibli, for example, I think we brought this up a while ago, but Studio Ghibli blatantly, I think, took legal action against all of the AI nonsense because a lot of people were generating art that looked like Studio Ghibli. Like you can give AI prompts that say, take this photo and make it look like a Ghibli photo. And then it would just, it would redraw the entire thing. So if you just took a picture in front of a Ferrari with a building in the background, it would just transform you and everything in that photo to look like a Studio Ghibli artwork. And that is obviously intellectual property that is protected by law and everything like that. So they were like, we need that to not be a thing. So now when you try to prompt it to do that, all AI models, at least that I know, will reject that prompt. It'll say like, I cannot do this for copyright reasons, for trademark reasons, or some whatever. Yeah. It'll say something along those lines.
That's the other thing, is that there's like more than one kind of AI, and the kind of AI that most people seem to be really against is called generative AI, if I'm correct. And that's where it's like you give the AI model all this copyrighted content, or just whatever content in general, and then it learns and grows from that stuff. So this AI model that does art learns how to do art by stealing art from all over Twitter and the internet and YouTube and Reddit, etc. And then so it learns how to draw like all these other artists, Studio Ghibli, etc. And that's like, really toxic. That said, this is an aside to the Christmas conversation, and a quick aside to that I wanted to say, because you mentioned Gemini.
Yep.
The other day, I restarted my phone, because every now and then I restart my phone. So it's not running quite the way I want it to run, so I restart it. So I restart my phone. No problems there. How do I restart my phone? I hold the power button. This thing pops up. It says power off, restart, whatever. Cool. I hit restart. I restart my phone. Good. Because my phone restarted, it updates. There was an update pending, and it just updated. Whatever. No big deal, I thought. My phone updates. Okay. As it comes on, all of a sudden, it tells me, like, I now have Gemini AI features. And I was like, I don't fucking care about that. Like, close, leave me alone. And then I go to, like, turn my volume up on something, and when I open up my volume mixer, there's now a new tab. So there was, like, media volume, like, ringer volume, notification volume, system sounds, and now there's a whole new volume slider for, like, AI, my AI volume. That's fucking, like, there's just a whole new thing to take up space. Already annoying, because I don't want that there either. So it's just taking up, like, visual space, mental space. It's a part of my screen I have to dodge, right?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't think it could get worse. It gets worse. A couple days later, for one reason or another, I go to restart my phone. Okay? I go to restart my phone. How do I restart my phone? I already told you how I restart my phone. I hold the power button. When I hold the power button, a menu pops up. It says power off or restart. Guess what happens now when I do that? I go to my phone, I hold the power button, and Gemini AI pops up. Ask Gemini. So now, right now, there's an Ask Gemini AI screen on my phone. And so now if I hold the power button on my phone, the button I use to restart my phone and my phone update to begin with, that doesn't do that anymore. Now holding my power button does not let me access my power settings of my phone to power off or restart my phone. It allows me to quick access Gemini AI. And it took me like 15 fucking minutes to get to a place where I could restart my fucking phone.
That's wild.
After this. And so now, like, there's just like this AI fucking magic button, and I don't want it. They just like, there's all this AI shit that's shoved down my fucking throat. And they took a feature of my phone away and replaced it with AI, and they were like, hey, deal with it. Like, it's fucking crazy.
That's the world we live in. Right now, at the top of my Google Chrome browser, it just says Gemini. I don't know what that is, but in the top right on Google Chrome, there's just a diamond, and it says the word Gemini, and it's just a thing. I saw that there's a new version of Gemini Banana something that came out, and apparently it's like way better than the last version. And
the photos it's making, everybody's like going crazy. Like, oh my God, I can't, like, these photos are actually at the point where I can't tell the difference.
Yep.
And like, they're hyping it up, and I'm just like, guys, this isn't exciting. At least not to me.
Yeah. I actually just today canceled our ChatGPT subscription. Like I had it for like 2 months, I think, and I canceled it today. I literally like I forget what came over me, but like I was like this no, I just canceled it. I was like, first of all, I'm pretty sure at this point that Google's AI is just better than ChatGPT now, which no surprise, right? It's fucking Google.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. Like after I saw some of the Gemini shit, I was like, okay, I've tried to prompt ChatGPT to give me images, and like you guys have seen some of the images because we've used them in like some thumbnails just to play around. Like I've put them on thumbnails and stuff like that. They're not very good though. Like if I'm being completely honest, I'm not that impressed by the ChatGPT image generation. Maybe ChatGPT just sucks at that. I think ChatGPT is fine for like information, like as a Google
funny
web browser.
Cut you off.
Go ahead.
Is the one day because the one day I went to it because like you said we had it and I was like I wonder if I'll just use this real quick to like make something easier. I ended up not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I could see the log of like
all the things that I had asked. Right.
So I saw the one of you trying to make a thumbnail. And I could see your anger in like talking to this thing because you were like trying to get it to do something.
Yes.
And it was just like doing pure fucking nonsense.
No, nonsense.
And I could just see your anger.
You could read my anger, couldn't you? You could tell because like you know how I am. So you know my tone even when I'm texting. So you could tell by reading it like he is not happy. I was like, make it landscape, make it a thumbnail. Like you're giving me portraits of Nolman across out. Make it a fucking thumbnail. Like why? Also, stop cutting the sword off. Why is the sword? Give me a full sword. Like, why is his sword? There's just no top to his sword. Like, give me. Oh my god, it was so frustrating. I was like, this is nonsense. This is not helping.
The other day, so the reason why I was on there is because I just remembered one of the things I was trying to do is I was messing around trying to make like a custom Slay the Spire character. Right?
Yep. Oh shit.
Board game. And
you were doing too much.
I wanted to change the.
First of all, you were doing entirely. You tried to make a fucking whole Slay the Spire character.
Yeah. Like all the cards and everything. But no, I made them myself. I'm making them myself. I just needed help getting the. So basically, it's a whole process. But one of the things I was trying to do is like I had the border of the card, and I didn't feel like going in and like manually doing all this work. So I was like, I just need this border instead of being red to be like look like a wood finish brown. Yeah, that's what I needed. Yeah. Right. So I went into this. I went into Meta AI and I asked it to do it. Long story short, everything got fucked up, and at some point it was like I was like, hey, I like typed in like this was wrong, like do it this way and like do this whatever. At some point though, the AI goes like this. It goes, hey, I'm just a language AI. I cannot generate images. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
I just watched it, and I was like, generate this image, and it made the image. I was like, okay, so you can generate images. It was like, no, I can't. And I was like, can Meta AI generate images? It was like, no, Meta AI does not have the capability of making images. And then I was like, make this image. And then it made the image. I was like, did you make that image? Yes. Can you generate it? No. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
It was a rant. But anyway, yeah, I love Slay the Spire.
Same.
I want to make some custom characters. I want to make some it's just fun. It's fun. Anyway,
today I found out how to make an extra profile on Slay the Spire. I didn't know how easy it was. And I was like, I want to make a profile because I found out that Baylor Lore started doing something. Well, he was not doing it. He was talking about something called laddering, which I didn't know what the fuck that meant for Slay the Spire. But he was like, laddering is where you take a character from Ascension 0 and you go all the way up to Ascension 20 and see how you just go as high as you can before you lose. Which for the pros, they can just go from 0 to 20 without ever losing, obviously, and then also beat the 20 as well. And technically all heart runs if they have a file that has the heart unlocked already. But when you start a completely blank profile, I don't think the heart is unlocked from the gate. I don't think the keys are there and all that yet. But I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that because that would be really fun to do. And like, I know that right now my other favorite content creator for Slay the Spire, Jorbs, well, he's my number one, but Jorbs is doing each month leading up to Slay the Spire. He's been doing a month of just streaming one character. So last month was Ironclad. This month is Silent. And so every single stream that he's done and will do in December will be him just playing the silent every single time. So it's really good for people who want to learn characters and learn how to be better with the character, learning from like these guys who are really like insane at the game, ahead of Slay the Spire. And by the time we get to the actual next game, which comes out in March, so if you think about it, like November, December we're in the silent, January is going to be Defect, and then February is going to be Watcher. Slay the Spire 2 comes out in March. So like he lined it up perfectly to do that, and I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea. I wanted to just like play the game and ladder all the way up because I've never really done anything like that. And technically I've been playing it on my phone. I kind of stopped. I haven't played on my phone in a while. So my phone is just kind of like a dead Slay the Spire. I don't know where all my characters are at in that one. But I was like, oh, I really like playing on Steam anyway. So I was like, oh, I could do the laddering thing and just like play a character and just go from 0 all the way up to 20, like as like a thing, and just like talk and chill on stream or whatever. Yeah. It's like a cool idea I thought about that. Well, I didn't think about, but just like cool thing to do.
It's definitely dope. I was doing that on my phone where like I was, to make it fun to go through it with like all Ascension 0.
Yeah.
I was doing a thing where whenever I did a run, I would it would always be a heart run, like from Ascension 0 to like Ascension 1, 2, 3. Like I would always do a heart run instead of, because the very first time I played through Slay the Spire and I was trying to get to the end. First of all, it's like my first couple runs I just died. I was like, oh my god, this game's hard.
Yeah.
And then it was okay, I know how to play, and like I'm able to beat the game and like climb the ascensions, and I'm able to beat it. And then like the heart was still like too fucking hard. Anytime I tried to go for the heart, I would die or whatever.
Yeah.
I beat the heart like a couple times. It was too hard. And then, but now I'm at the point where I was doing like a fresh account on my phone, and like every single run, I was like, I'm gonna do a heart run every run, and it'll just be like fun because like why not?
Yeah, I really like the idea of it. So I was like, oh, laddering is a pretty cool idea, but I don't know. Yeah, it's something I definitely want to do, but there's so much shit going on right now when it comes to content. Like, there's Worlds this weekend. By the time you guys are hearing this, at least if you're on Patreon, you'll hear this before Worlds. If you are listening to this anywhere else, like Spotify or whatever, you'll get this literally like the week after Edison Worlds. So that being said, like there's a lot going on. I want to do a tier list, which I plan to do. So I'm thinking that Friday before Worlds, I'm going to stream that night as like a little tailgate type of thing, but it'll really be a live tier list the night before Worlds, and that should be really fun. Tier lists take a long time for me to go through. Like they're usually a 2-hour to 3-hour affair.
Tier lists are fucking long, bro. Like the 2 tier list I recently just did with Cairo, the Blackwing card tier list, and the Diva Hero tier list, where we tier the cards that you could put in a Diva Hero deck or a Blackwing deck, and which cards are better than others. And we talk about some of the different archetypes and things that are commonly seen in Diva Hero or Blackwings, or want to do some other ones. Like the Diva Hero one's 2 hours long. Like they're long videos.
Yeah, tier lists take a very long time, depending on what the tier list is, but tier lists in general do take a long time. And the problem with Edison, and this is a good problem to have, but Edison keeps coming out with new decks. New decks honestly change everything. Because it okay, now that this deck exists, how do I feel about these other decks now? And I felt this way about this deck before. Like one of my older tier lists, Diva Hero Beat is really high up. Like really, it was really, really high up because when it first came out, it performed really well in like the first couple of months, and it was beating the shit out of Blackwings. Like Blackwings were just in disarray at the time. So for it to basically dethrone one of the top 3 decks in the format was something to talk about. Like, oh, Blackwings has this really bad matchup now in Diva Hero Beat. And Diva Hero Beat was also popular, and this is also before Frogs became as popular as they were not anywhere near as popular as they are now. So that had the tier list looking a certain way, and there was a lot of discussion about that. But now, obviously, we've come to know that Diva Hero Beat is pretty mid. Frogs are everywhere now, and that is one of the matchups that Diva Hero Beat struggles with. But now they also struggle with Blackwings because the Blackwing players have gotten better, and Blackwings play draw traps, which I think have helped that matchup a lot because it makes Gemini Spark nowhere near as good as it used to be. Like before, you could go like Deep Prison and Alias, and they go chain Gemini Spark, pop the other back row, and normally the other back row would just be a real card every time.
Yeah.
Now it's like pop the back row, okay, chain it, draw a card. So now you drew a card and I drew a card. So you didn't get any plus from that. And if Blackwings keeps up with you in card advantage, it's a better deck. Like, it just has better cards. Like, your cards are nowhere near the level of Blackwing cards. So, like, you don't have a Dark Arm. You don't have a fucking Whirlwind. You don't have Kalute. Like, you have 2 Honest, but, like, you can only use it with a normal monster, like a vanilla guy. Like, I can use my fucking Honest with a Shura that gets an effect when it kills something in battle. So, just a whole deck. Once they added draw traps and they started understanding the matchup better and all this other stuff, it just got like way worse. And then you have to recontextualize everything. And then Frog of TK comes out, then Gigavice comes out, and then you got like all these other fucking Machina Hero comes out, and it's just a lot. Like this every year, there's just more shit to add to the tier list, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it makes the conversations more complex, and they take longer. So yeah.
Tier list videos are fucking huge.
Yep.
But anyway, unless there's something else to say, to pivot back, because we're a huge aside in
far from the shallow
to talk to about some random Christmas stuff. The movies, because I just been in a big Christmas movie mood. I haven't had a chance to watch a bunch of them yet this year, but I just in the mood for a bunch of them and just talking about them and looking at them and stuff and listening to the music. After the heat, there's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one. That's also stop motion. And that's how we ended up talking about AI, because you were like, AI could probably do stop motion.
Yeah, because I just don't see stop motion anymore.
Yeah, but the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one is awesome, where, if you guys remember, there's like the island, like Rudolph is sad because he has a red nose and everybody makes fun of him. And then he ends up becoming an outcast, and he goes to like the island of misfit toys. And there's all these like toys that are like forgotten on this island. And then Rudolph is there, and then Santa needs help and all this other stuff. And just a great movie, classic movie. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen all of them. What are some classic? Like, I know you and me. Okay, I know one that we've both seen a lot for a fact is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yes.
The one with Mike Myers. And I remember one of the best lines in that whole fucking movie is when he's like invited to this thing, and he's just like, I have dinner with myself. I just can't cancel that again.
Yeah.
Like,
is that Jim Carrey though? I thought it was Jim Carrey.
But Jim Carrey, not
Yes.
Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Mike Myers is the Cat in the Hat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey
Mike
as
Myers
the Grinch.
I got that mixed up. Both Dr. Seuss. Mike Myers is Cat in the Hat. Jim Carrey is the Grinch.
Amazing though. I do love that, and I repost that once a year. The whole thing where like I can't. It's like I have to get dinner with myself and end world hunger. Tell absolutely no one. It's just like I love it because as I've gotten older, I realize that I'm more understanding of the Grinch. That's just how it works. Like the same way now when I see SpongeBob, I'm like, damn, I really understand Squidward now. Squidward hates loud noise. He hates people having too much fun around him and being like too happy and loud and obnoxious. Like he just wants to live this life of like solitude and kind of just quiet. He just wants to practice his art, his clarinet by himself.
Yep.
You know, I've become that very same type of person, like the hermit type that just I look out the window and I'm like, these fucking kids. Like, I totally
SpongeBob
get it.
Run around. Then Patrick is there. Like, it's just pure nonsense.
The Grinch is the same way. The Grinch is just an old crotchety person that likes to be to himself, and he doesn't want too much going on around him, and he tries to ruin people's fun. I understand. Like I relate. I relate to it. So
yeah, I love with the way he says, I can't cancel that again. Like I just can't do that. Like I've got to have dinner with myself.
Canceling it again is
so
insane.
fucking awesome, because it's just like we've talked about it a bunch, but that's what we want to do. Like I don't want to be at all this nonsense.
Yeah.
Dude, another like classic Kenny memory for me is the original, as far as I know, original or the most famous Frosty the Snowman movie, where there's like he's like this, I think it's like a magician. It's like this seedy magician that has a hat. His hat lands on the snowman and he comes alive, and Frosty.
Yes,
the Snowman,
I do remember that actually.
Is a holly jolly soul. Yeah. I love that movie. Did
you ever see the Killer one? Killer Frosty the Snowman?
I think I've like, no, I don't think so. I think I've seen like random clips of it.
He skewers you with like an icicle that comes through his body. Like he gets up close to you and he fucking smiles with the two like dots that are his eyes. He like fucking, they like the eyebrows, they like fucking go down, and then like a fucking ice pick comes through his snowy body somehow, and it just like skewers you, and then you scream, and then he backs up and like you're bloody, and he's looking down at you with the fucking eyebrows down. He has like the carrot nose and shit.
Christmas and Halloween weirdly have like a lot of crossover. Like, for example, there's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Famous,
right?
huge.
Which is a Halloween and Christmas movie.
Yep.
At the same time. And then there's a lot of random like Christmas lore or whatever that gets mixed into kind of Halloween horror lore. And those holidays get mixed, which is interesting because there's a holiday in between those two, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I guess it doesn't have mascots or whatever other than like a turkey and pilgrims. But I feel like that holiday doesn't really get mixed with
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. They skip that one and they go right to killing on Christmas. Is like what they tend to do. It's just like a thing. Some people make The Nightmare Before Christmas their entire personality.
Yeah.
You've met people like that for sure.
You want to hear something crazy? So Frosty the Snowman is one of my favorite. Oh, before I get to the crazy part, when I was younger, I had these various VHS tapes, but I had a VHS tape for that Frosty the Snowman movie. And then with it, I had a VHS tape for a Pokemon episode. I think there was 2 episodes per tape.
Yeah.
And it was the episode where it's still Generation 1. Generation 2 Pokemon aren't really a thing yet. Gold and Silver doesn't exist yet, but Togepi got introduced in the anime. Yep. There's like this egg, and Misty has the egg, and then the egg hatches. So like those episodes are weirdly Christmas episodes to me, even though they have nothing to do with Christmas. But I would watch them alongside my Frosty the Snowman tape. Like I'd watch Frosty the Snowman, and I would put on those Pokemon episodes. Just like a weird little thing. But I got something for you. All right, Frazier?
All right.
So I just found this out recently. I've seen this movie when I was younger, okay? But there's a sequel to that Frosty the Snowman movie that I was just talking about, but it's not made by the original studio that made it. But they did steal like the likeness. Like there's like a studio that picked up a bunch of these movies. Like that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie has a sequel that's made by a completely different studio. It's not made by the people that made that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie, but it is a direct sequel to that movie, which is weird. So this also happened with Frosty the Snowman, right? So in this Frosty the Snowman movie, this little boy comes up and he puts the hat on Frosty's head and he comes alive. And Frosty comes alive and he's like, happy-go-lucky guy.
Yep.
And he walks over to the pond that's frozen over and he looks at the ice and he sees his reflection. And then he looks back at the boy and he goes, I guess we're not related. To the little black kid that put the hat on his head that brought him back to life. He looks at his reflection. He sees this big white body. And he looks back at this little black kid that put the hat on his head and goes, I guess we're not related. And the movie just continues on from there. Like, what the fuck was that?
Oh God. The things I love. Listen, man, I'm here for the world before things got sensitive. All right. Like not all of it was bad. We didn't have to get rid of all of it. Some of it was actually entertaining. I stand on that. Some of it was just fucking entertaining. We didn't have to throw the whole world away, okay, to get into this new one. I like some of the things from the old world. Like I think women should have rights and shit like that. I'm all for that. But like if Frosty was to say a little, racy joke, like let him get his shit off.
You know what else is crazy that made me think of this? The Frosty the Snowman in this movie is voiced by the guy that voices Patrick in SpongeBob.
Oh shit!
So it's this dumb ass voice.
Nope.
He's like, guess we aren't related. Like this stupid ass voice.
Yeah, Patrick has one of the fucking dumbest voices ever. Like you can tell Patrick is dumb just by his voice. God damn it! No, I love that. Yeah, So I do like A Nightmare Before Christmas. Had to slow down there. And the main reason I think is not even because necessarily I like the movie that much as a kid. It's more so because of Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts made me enjoy Nightmare Before Christmas more than the movie ever did or could.
I agree with that. Because when I was younger, liked Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of. Like, it was a cool movie, but I didn't like go up for it.
No, it wasn't our personality.
Yeah, but then Kingdom Hearts happened, and just everything related to Kingdom Hearts I liked more than I did before Kingdom Hearts.
Like I like the genie more from Aladdin. Like I like hoo. This may leave a mark. Like he does his little thing, and I even fuck with Dumbo because of Kingdom Hearts. Like all the things that were in Kingdom Hearts, I think I just liked more. So as a byproduct of that, A Nightmare Before Christmas was one of those things. And granted, that world, is not my favorite world either, but it's just, I don't know. I have an affinity towards that game. So I just naturally liked everything about it a little bit more. Jack Sells is also a pretty cool character to have on your party. He's a mage and he fights really well. It was Donald.
It was really cool. Like still on the Christmas theme with Kingdom Hearts. When Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and so there was so Kingdom Hearts 2 comes out, you have the Nightmare Before Christmas world again, Halloween Town. But this time you get to go to Christmas Town and you get to see Santa and you do all this stuff in Christmas Town as well. So you have Halloween Town and Christmas Town in Kingdom Hearts 2 and you get to run around and do all this stuff. And that was fun, cool for what it was. And then as this sweet little American boy that I was, I found out that in Japan, they came out with the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts 2. And in that version, when you go to Christmas Town, Sora puts on a Christmas outfit, like a Christmas Santa outfit, but he's wearing he has the Christmas clothes, the jacket and the hat. It's black. And Sora has this black Christmas outfit that he wears on Halloween in Christmas Town. And I was like, yo, that shit is fucking, I thought it was so fucking cool. And I was so mad because I didn't have access to that.
Yep.
And so I got the Japanese version of the game. And then eventually it came out in America. but that wasn't until like 2013. But yeah, really cool that like there's this, I remember going to Christmas Town and just like wishing, praying that somehow I could get access to it. And at that time was kind of the early days of things like Action Replay. Like not the early days because like Game Shark already existed, but Action Replay was becoming more and more a thing. And there was a part of me at that time that thought that like I could use Action Replay to get more content. And in a way you could, but you couldn't do it in the way that I thought. Like I thought, okay, this Christmas outfit Sora existed in this other version of the game. There's probably a way I can use Action Replay to get that outfit in my game.
Right.
And maybe nowadays people are more sophisticated and they could do that, but back then they couldn't. And I tried everything I could to get it to work, and it didn't work.
Yeah, it just wasn't a thing. Yeah, I mean, I forgot about Action Replay, but I used to fucking sit there and input codes for Action Replay.
Yep.
Like I would sit there. God, that was annoying.
The only way, because the Clash of Ninja games, I think only one of them came out in America.
Yeah.
The most popular one is Clash of Ninja 3. And the only way to play that was to have the Japanese version of the game. And then you needed an Action Replay. And then you would go into the Action Replay and you would like set it to do something like spoof your console. And then you would take the Action Replay disc out of your GameCube and put in the Clash of Ninja 3 disc. And then you could play Clash of Ninja 3 on an American GameCube console, which is, as far as I know, how everybody played it. That's how I played it.
Yep. Yeah, I remember it wasn't even called Clash of Ninja because the Japanese is called Naruto Ninja Gekito Taisen 4. And the only reason I know that is because I played it so fucking much that I remember just Naruto Ninja Gekito Taisen 4. And this is before I could speak a lick of Japanese, but I could say that because I played it. I played it so much. And you're right. You had to put it in a disc first, then take the disc out, and then put it in the actual Japanese disc to be able to play it. When I first went to Galaxy, so this is one of our first locals. This is Galaxy like went away in 08 at like the end of 08, and then that's when we started going to Red Cap in 09. But when I went to Galaxy, they were playing Naruto Ninja Gekito Taisen 4 on a GameCube. This is when I basically first started going there, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know, this is how crazy it was, I didn't even know Naruto. So I went there and I saw this gigantic TV. And they were playing this.
Wait, by 2008, you didn't know Naruto?
No. This is before 08. Me saying 08 was just when Galaxy closed. So our that local went out of business in 08. I'm sorry, because I'm glad you said that though, because people listening might think that I didn't know about Naruto until 08. It was like, no, I was fully reading the manga.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that does not add up.
No, that does not track. So this is back in like I don't even know what year, but way before
probably like 2006 or 5.
Yeah, I think 5 sounds right because 5 sounds right. So I would go to Galaxy after school, and they had a big screen TV. This is how you know it was crazy though, because it was a big screen, but like the big fat big screen TV, like the heavy one that you needed multiple people to lift. It was not a flat screen at all. It was a gigantic, I guess a CRT maybe or like whatever, but one of those gigantic fucking TVs, and they'd be playing that Naruto game on the GameCube, and Gus used to play. Gus is a Naruto, he plays Naruto. Gus mains Naruto, and Gus is really good at fighting games, by the way. I think I mentioned that he's like really good at Street Fighter too. But anyway, they would be playing, and it would be 4 people on the screen, and I would be like watching them play, but every time they played, there was this like one person who would just always be at the end and usually would win. And I was like, damn, he's so much better. He played Neji, and he was so much better than everybody. I didn't know who the characters were. I didn't know who Sasuke was, but I would see them do their finishers and stuff like that. So I would see like Orochimaru lift you up with his tongue and then put the curse seal on you. Now you can't gain chakra. I would see Sasuke do the fucking like Lion's Barrage. I would see Naruto do Naruto Barrage, like his little thing. I would see the Rasengan. I would see Kabuto go into like his weird like sleepy mode and start slashing you with like the medical stuff and heal himself. I would see Neji do the 64 palms, poke you up until your actual chakra starts going down. And I was so enamored by this game that I would stare at it while they played it for literally over an hour. Never try to play it myself, but then eventually I built up the courage to be like, yo, how do I get this? And then they told me how to get it, and I went and ordered it, the Japanese version, ordered the Action Replay, did everything I needed to do to get it, and started playing it at home, practicing at home, so that I could actually learn how to like really play. Because I don't want to play and then everybody just beats me up and then they like leave themselves and they start fighting amongst themselves. So I was like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to play it myself. I'm going to play with my friends. And then it just became like this big part of my life where me and my friends would just play that game a lot. I love that fucking game, man. In my teenage years, that I forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I forgot. I just loved it. I just absolutely loved that game.
Dude, that game was fucking awesome. I played it a bunch. And I remember what was so crazy about that game is that for all of us getting into that game for the most part, like you were just getting shit spoiled, right? Like you didn't even know Naruto.
I had no idea
what you're just looking at all kinds of crazy shit. as you get into it. But it was so sick, like seeing the fucking Rock Lee go and like open the gates and just do all kinds of nonsense. Like,
QB Club Naruto was a character.
Yep. And at that time, because the Naruto anime had started in the US, but they were like at Zabuza.
Right.
So we got like the first Clash of Ninja game in the US, and that was like the only one I got. We maybe got 2, but I remember the first Clash of Ninja game had like 8 characters. It was because that game literally only went to like the Zabuza arc.
Yep.
So you had like Naruto.
It was so bad.
It was like Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, Sakura, Kakashi, Haku, and like Zabuza. And then there was like secret character like one-tailed Naruto.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like that was like the whole game.
Yep. Yeah. By the time Clash of Ninja started coming out, I used to tell my friends who did not play, like, not, I guess these weren't friends, but like associates and stuff like that, who were just getting into Naruto because it came over to the States. They were just getting into Clash of Ninja, and I was like, oh, I hate that name. Like Clash of Ninja. Like that is not like the Japanese. I was like, that is not the name of the game at all. Like, I don't know why like calling it that was cringe. I hated it. I hated the English voices, of course. So hearing them talk in English, I just didn't like it. I was like, I'm already playing the 4th version, and you're just playing the 1st version. Like, you stand no chance. Like, if we play each other, it's not even going to be close. The one I play has like, I don't know, 40 characters in it. Yours, like it, it had the 3rd Hokage, Orochimaru. It had like all these different versions of Naruto and Sasuke, and like it was just very different. Itachi was absurd in that game. Oh my god, he could just teleport. Like him and Orochimaru, they're back A on the GameCube controller. They just like you just like boom, and they just appear behind you.
Yeah,
this is like
dude,
appear behind
so
you.
Cool. I miss. It's so weird to miss this. This isn't something to miss. We live in a better time where like games are more global and you get access to them easier. But it was really fun to live in a time where you were like, yo, I got a fucking game that's only in Japan.
Yeah.
This game doesn't exist in the United States. Like I have a Japanese game and it was cool. Like you had this game that was from the future basically. Because you're watching Naruto or reading. Yeah, and you're like, there's shit in here that you've never seen before. It's crazy.
Yeah, the other thing is that like you're right. It is a game from the future. I did play a lot of Japanese games. That's really how I got super hooked on Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter, it took a while for like some of the Monster Hunter games, and some of them never came out here, but it took a while for some of the Monster Hunter games to come out in English and the, English patch or whatever. So I would play the Japanese version of certain Monster Hunter games and just download the English patch on GameFAQs. I had a guy who would convert my save data when it did eventually come out in English. I would have him like he didn't just do it for me, but he would do it for like the whole community. You would just email him or whatever, and he would send you back the file, which now I realize is so fucking dangerous. But like he would send you back the file, and you would just inject it into your thing, and be like, yeah, now you have your Japanese save data for the English version of the game, so you can just keep your character. So such a crazy time. But English patches would be like it's 40% complete. All menus are translated. Like they'll give you little notes about like how this English patch has come along.
Yeah, dude.
And it would be
I remember doing that for Pokemon, like getting Pokemon games, like the Japanese Pokemon game because they came out in Japan first, or Fire Emblem. Like I would get, for example, Fire Emblem Fates, for example, like, and this is even that old, but Fire Emblem Fates is the one with Corrin. Corrin is in Smash 4. So Corrin was in Smash 4 before her game came out, but that Fire Emblem Fates still came out. Yeah. That game came out like months before it came out in the US in Japan.
Yeah.
And I remember getting the Japanese version of Fire Emblem Fates, getting the translation patch, playing through the entire Japanese version of the game before the English version even came out. And then when the English version came out, playing through it again and shit like that. So, yeah, I used to love shit like that.
Yeah, English patches were a fucking time for sure. Like, the world is just different now. Everything is so accessible. And not that it's a bad thing or anything like that, but we had to do a lot for our gaming back then. Certain games, anyway. Yeah. We had to do a lot. And that's how I know, like, I was a true gamer. There was a time where I went above and beyond to play a game. Like, I would do all types of wild shit just to get a game off, and I don't regret any of it. Like, I'm happy that I lived that experience, and now the kids these days, I feel like you just go on the internet and download a torrent or something. I don't fucking know. You just go on a website and get a repack of like any game.
You can just get any movie now. Not movie, game.
That too, though. You can get any movie too. Like,
you can get any movie. You can get any movie.
Everything's so accessible.
Speaking of movies, did you ever watch? This is now like maybe a year or 2 years ago. There's a Christmas movie I saw that I recommended you, and I don't remember if you ever saw it. Did you ever see that movie Claws? It was on Netflix. It's just called like Claws.
I don't think so. I remember hearing about this. I don't think I saw it though. What is this movie?
It's spelled Klaus. It's an animated movie on Netflix, and it's a Christmas movie. And
oh wait, I definitely saw this.
Okay, you did watch it.
This movie is insanely
phenomenal,
good.
dude. It's
this movie. Kenny, this movie was insanely good. I just Googled it and went to images, and I'm seeing the characters, and I remember that like it's all scary and shit when they go to like where Santa Claus is supposed to be, and he's all downtrodden, and he kind of like hates the world now, and he doesn't want to do the whole Christmas thing. I think is like the theme of it. Like he's not. It's just like like a weird like kind of plot twist thing where it's like it looks evil where he lives now, like deep in the forest and everything. But I remember the movie. It's one of the best. Honestly, it's one of the best movies I've seen. Like
it's really good, dude.
One of the best movies I've seen. It made me feel good. It's a movie. If you watch Claus, Klaus, it's on Netflix. Like Kenny said, it came out a couple years ago, and I guess you're the one who told me to watch this, and I watched it, and I was like, start to finish, love this movie.
Yeah, so I think it was like, I want to say like I saw it 2 years ago, and I saw it and I was like, damn, I really want to do a podcast on it. And so I recommended it to you. And if it's coming back to me, I think you ended up watching it with Gary. But by the time you watch it and then just Christmas season is busy, we never did a podcast on it.
Yep.
And here we are now. This obviously isn't going to be a whole podcast on it because it's been 2 years since I've seen it, 2 years since Frazier's seen it. It's not fresh in my mind.
No, it's not fresh in my mind either.
I couldn't do a whole discussion on it, but in general, movie is great. I think it's one of the best Christmas movies ever made. I think it's just a phenomenal movie, period. And yeah, it's like this guy I think works at a post office and he gets in trouble or whatever, and they send him to like the most difficult place in the whole world. It's this downtrodden place. And he's up there and he's trying to figure out how to like get the mail to work over there and like bring some happiness over there or something like that. And he meets this guy in the woods who like makes toys, and he's all down, and you find out through the movie like, you know, different stuff and why he's depressed and why he's like why he constantly makes these toys, and there's a reason why he's sad and depressed, and it ends up kind of being like an origin of Christmas movie.
Yeah, the way they have to deliver the letters.
Yeah.
Like it basically shows you how kids get like their wish list and like how the letters go out, and it's really fucking awesome, man. The movie is so cool. There's like magic in it and stuff like that. Just like, yeah, and Claus again is just, we know him as Santa Claus, but in the movie, he's kind of like not really that yet or whatever. Like he's kind of just like a guy that makes toys really fucking well. And it honestly, I kind of want to watch it again. Like I kind of just want to watch it again.
I'm going to watch it again.
That's a movie that I want to. I remember it making me feel good. I think so I googled it. The guy's name is Jesper, a spoiled, lazy postman who must deliver 6,000 letters to earn his fortune back. Claus, a mysterious giant woodsman who secretly makes beautiful handmade toys, and Alva, a disillusioned school teacher who becomes Jesper's ally. But yeah, this amazing movie, definitely one of the best movies I've seen. Like, not even kidding. Especially in terms of like animated movies. Went into it with no expectations. Sat there from beginning to end, and I was like, at no point did I want to go on my phone. At no point did I want to divert my attention somewhere else. It's just a really good feel-good movie. It will definitely touch on like your child spirit, like your inner child. You'll definitely enjoy watching Claus.
Yeah, highly recommend. Because a lot of these Christmas movies we've mentioned, you've probably seen. Yeah. But I feel like Claus, there's a chance you haven't seen it. Just because it's a newer Christmas movie. And I feel like as you get older, the chance of you watching a Christmas movie, a new one, goes down. Yep. You're more than likely to just watch one that you've already seen, like Grinch or Rudolph, etc. So Claus, phenomenal movie. Highly recommend it. Most people have access to Netflix. Just go on Netflix and watch it.
It has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's awesome.
It is very, very highly regarded. It probably won awards and shit that I don't even know about. It came out November 8th, 2019, by the way. So this movie is officially 6 years old. Amazing movie. So if you're listening to this podcast, if you got nothing else from this rant, I do think that everyone should just, if you haven't seen it, watch Claus. It is very good. Watch it with a kid. Watch it by yourself. Watch it with a loved one. I think that it's something that just like put it on, you know, and just get into it. It's a vibe. It's such a good movie, feel good movie.
Hell yeah.
You know what else though? So for me, and this is not necessarily a Christmas movie, but to me it kind of is, because I always saw it around Christmas, and the movie takes place in the wintertime. And it's one of my favorite, it's one of my top 15 movies of all time, because I do have a list of my top 15 movies of all time, and this is on it. Coming to America.
Oh yeah.
Coming to America.
That movie's awesome.
Coming to America is in my top 15 movies of all time. Okay, is literally top 15 of all time. Eddie Murphy, one of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite actors, just phenomenal, where he plays so many characters in Coming to America. Arsenio Hall is also fucking phenomenal in that movie. Honestly, the entire cast, even down to all the people working at McDonald's, the entire cast, Samuel L. Jackson's in it randomly, the entire cast is fucking amazing. Also, they have Darth Vader's voice actor in America. What's his name? I forget. He's also Mufasa. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones is the king of Zamunda. The movie's long as shit. It's like that movie's like 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Coming to America. I recommend, if you have never seen Coming to America, first of all, what the fuck are you doing with your life? It is one of the absolute best movies you will ever watch, start to finish. It's funny. It's cultural. It's great.
I think it's on Netflix. It was on Netflix at one point in time. I don't know if it still is, but it definitely was on Netflix.
You can find it on some streaming service for sure. And if not, if you know how to go on the internet and just find movies that you can just watch for free or download for free, it's also on the internet because it's a classic. It is one of my top 15 movies of all time. Like if somebody said, Frazier, you have to choose 15 movies and you can only watch these 15 movies for the rest of your life. You can never see another movie.
Yep.
And these are the only ones you can get. Coming to America is coming with me. Like 100%. It's one of those movies that when I watch it, not only does it have that Christmas vibe to it, because it does take place in the movie. It is wintertime and it's like Christmas time anyway in the movie. Like they go to certain houses and stuff like that and there's Christmas trees up and shit. So it takes place during this time, but it's also just a really fucking good movie, man.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's funny? Once again, as this offshoot, this doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas, but it has something to do with movies. And it just made me think of it because you said, if you can only watch 15 movies ever for the rest of your life, what would they be? And in my head, the first thing I thought of was first thing my brain converted to video games, right? That was the first thing that happened. And it's like one of those has to be a game that you can infinitely play, like something like Slay the Spire, right?
Yep.
Obviously not all the games would be like that. Like I'd have some other classics in there, but then that switched and I was like, I guess that's not really a thing in movies. But then I remembered, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. Have you ever seen the movie Clue, like based off the board game?
I don't think so.
So the board game Clue, if you don't know, is a murder mystery board game where you're trying to figure out like somebody was murdered and you guys are all playing, trying to figure out who the murderer is. One of you is the murderer. And you're trying to figure out, and it's like a board game or whatever, right? They made a movie for Clue. And what's crazy is that in order to like counteract spoilers, one of the things they did was in like, I don't remember if it was every showing or like in different cities, but the movie had like 5 different endings where each of the characters in the movie was the killer.
Oh, shit.
But it was different. It was different in each of these endings. So, for example, Frazier could go watch Clue. He could watch the movie, get to the end, and it would be like Miss Clarissa was the killer, and like Frazier spoils the movie for me. Oh my god, the killer's Miss Clarissa, and I'm like, what the fuck? I go see the movie, and I get to the end of the movie, and it was actually Dominic. Dominic was the killer, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
this is
Frazier lied, or like he just didn't know or whatever. And so this movie had like alternate endings in different places. And I wonder if nowadays, like, I wonder if the DVD or Blu-ray release for that movie has all the endings. I assume it would have to, but
that's cool
something
idea.
I want to go back and like find.
I know Netflix experimented with a little bit of that choose your own adventure type thing for certain programming. I think mainly Black Mirror, but I'm sure they did it with something else. But yeah, the idea.
Minecraft. There was a Minecraft choose your own adventure movie, I think.
Okay. I mean, I'm not opposed to that type of thing where there are multiple different like endings or scenarios that can play out, and you, the viewer, either you don't know which one you're on and they just kind of give you one at random, or you choose blatantly while you're watching it. I will say, when I was watching a Netflix episode and it was like you have to pick what happens in a scene, it was a little annoying. It gave me vibes of so there's these things that I have to do every single year at my job that are like cybersecurity training. They force them on us every year or like every other year or some shit. I think it's every year though. I just did it. I literally just finished this shit last week. But I'm forced to watch like these 45 to an hour minute videos. And in the videos, it'll be like a guy, Steve, walks up to another coworker, Jen, and he'll be like, "Hey Jen, nice boobs." And then it'll pause and it'll be like, should Steve have told Jen?
What did he do wrong?
Yeah, like what did he do wrong? And it'll be like, A, like he probably shouldn't have mentioned her boobs, or B, he should have said they were bigger, or C, he should have like said they were smaller, or D, he should have also included a comment about her butt. And it's like, I choose all of the above or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I just fucking hate those things. They're basically common sense.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's just like common sense. And it reminded me, like when I was watching an episode of Black Mirror, and it would like pause and be like, what should Eric do here? And it's like, he should totally like take that kid home that he doesn't know, or like, he should give the kid back and leave them at the school, or he should actually uphold the restraining order that he has, and like not beat on his baby mom again. Like, I just hate having to make those decisions for myself. So
yeah.
in the
Like,
middle
ah,
of
this
a movie
is
anyway.
insane. Yeah, you're watching a movie and you're like, this is great. I've actually no, I still want to see that. When we were watching whatever Black Mirror season we just watched, I was like, oh, that's I think one of the only Black Mirror things I haven't seen yet. Actually, that's not true. I think there's like 2 seasons I hadn't seen because because at one point I got over Black Mirror because I was like, this shit is fucking
We
cringe.
all did. We all took a break from that show. There's a season that all of us missed. If we're all being honest, there's a season that all of us. There's one season of Black Mirror that all of us agree collectively we're just not watching.
Yeah,
just not
and I was
watching
like,
it.
all right, whatever, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, came back. The last 2 seasons were pretty damn good. There was some stuff in them that sucked, but there was stuff in them that.
But
was great.
overall, they had like episodes that were worth talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, I've never seen the Choose Your Own Adventure one, which I should get around to watching it.
Now that you brought this up, though, you brought up Black Mirror, and well, I brought it up, and now you piggybacked. There's an episode, the Christmas special of Black Mirror. Have you ever seen that? It has Don Draper from Mad Men in it.
Is that the one where? Fuck, I think I have seen it.
I can kind of give you
the
a
one
little
where
synopsis.
like it takes place in a cabin. It's like in a cabin, and it's like there's snow everywhere.
I do think there's that. The premise of it is that they're trying to. There's a killer, like somebody is a murderer, and they want to get inside the murderer's mind or something.
Yeah.
And they find a way to like go inside of his mind, and they're like literally living inside of it. So like it's just like life is like, it looks normal. It looks like how we're living right now.
Yeah.
But they're going in there for the purpose of like trying to convict him of a crime. Like they feel like he murdered someone or something like that. And so they live out the whole thing in his mind. They found out that find out that he is the killer, or they get enough evidence or something like that. And what they do is they imprison his mind as like at the end of it, like it's his mind. He's imprisoned mentally, and it's like really.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. It's been years. I feel like that one came out a long time. I think that was like season 2 or season 3. Like it was. I think that one's really old.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's necessarily attached to a season per se. I think it's like I think it's called like the Christmas special, and it's kind of like, sure, it definitely followed a season or whatever. But I don't think if you go to like season 1, it'll be on season 1 or whatever. But it is it is a Black Mirror Christmas special, and I'm pretty sure John Hamm is the name of the actor from Mad Men. He is the main character, the main guy in this 1.5 to 2 hour long episode of Black Mirror, and it's actually pretty good. It's pretty.
I remember really liking that one.
Yep.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, and I'll probably go out of my way to rewatch it this season because like I'm kind of in the mood to watch like a bunch of random Christmas related things.
Same now. I want to watch Claws for sure.
When they're living out in his mind, it's like takes place in a cabin with snow all around.
I think you're 100% right about that. I feel like
that's just like in my memory there. Yeah. So I'll see. But yeah, I'll probably check that out this year. I'll check out Claws. I'm probably going to rewatch my boy Heat Miser and Snow Miser. I'm definitely going to watch Grinch. I have to watch Grinch. I want to watch Tokyo Godfathers. Like there's a bunch of just random Christmas movies I want to watch. I won't get a chance to watch them all. Another one of my like favorite childhood Christmas movies. It's not anything special. I think it's only like a TV special, like 30 minutes long. But it was called, I think I talked about this before. It's called Olive the Other Reindeer. And it was a stupid little cartoon that I remember seeing on TV that I thought was like, I really liked it when I was little. But basically it's like this dog, and the dog's name is Olive. And it's like Christmas time, and they're like, Santa's in trouble. And then on the news radio, they're like, blah, 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 like Santa needs Olive the Other Reindeer. What the news person's really saying is all of the other reindeer, like that song, like all of the other reindeer.
Yeah.
But this little dog named Olive thinks he says Olive the Other Reindeer.
Oh, wow.
And so the dog thinks he's a reindeer and that he has to get to the North Pole to save Santa. And then it's like this little dog getting on a train and trying to get to the North Pole and getting attacked by like whoever the villain is of the movie and trying to get to the North Pole to help save Christmas and Santa. She's like a cute little movie, fun little misunderstanding with his name. Just a little cute Christmas thing that I like.
On a side note, I did Google it's called White Christmas Black Mirror. So White Christmas and Black Mirror. The episode explores 3 stories told by Matt, aka John Hamm, and Joe Rafe Spall from a remote cabin on Christmas Day. So you were exactly right.
Yeah.
It does take place, and it apparently is part of season 2 technically. So it is the Christmas special. It's one of the longest episodes of Black Mirror that's ever been, well over an hour, and it is White Christmas is what it's called. So you are right though. So you definitely seen it. If you remember a cabin, that is a big part.
Yeah,
of
I remember
the
watching it. But season 2, what year did season 2 come out? I feel like it's old.
2014. So
yeah, 10 years ago.
12 years ago. Technically 12 years ago. Well, I guess it came out December 2014. So we could just say 11 years now. It's been
11 years ago.
11 years to today almost.
And I think I've only seen it once. Yep. I think I saw it 11 years ago, and that was the only time I saw it. And it was really good from what I remember.
Yeah, I definitely only watched it once. I know for a fact I did not see it when it came out. So if this came out December 2014, I definitely saw this in like 2015. But I didn't watch this
10 years ago.
Exactly. It's been 10 years, and I've definitely only seen it once. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember something about like a murder, somebody being imprisonment, like imprisoning someone's mind, and like this whole thing, like a typical Black Mirror ending where some twisted shit happens at the end, and it's like, oh, that's fucked.
Yep. But, I'll probably rewatch that because once again, the Black Mirror episodes that fucking hit. Like, Black Mirror
San Junipero.
Dude, it's one of the biggest hot and cold shows ever.
Yeah,
like
it really is.
The episodes that are good are really fucking good.
Yep.
And then the other episodes are some of the worst television you could ever watch.
I still think about the episode where everyone rates each other for every interaction they have with a person. I think about that because we are so close to that society right now. When that episode came out, we were further away from it at the time. That episode is also called that's a 10-year episode too. That's shit's 10 years ago. But in 2025, I do feel like with cancel culture becoming so big, because after the episode, I feel like cancel culture really ramped up coincidentally after that time. Like for the last 10 years, we went through a lot of cancel culture stuff, and it's kind of slowed down now, but now it's kind of reversed, and now people are like canceling on the other side, which is weird. Like you remember the whole Charlie Kirk shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
But that episode was like, if you go to, let's say, Starbucks and you get a drink, like you and the barista, after you get the drink, you pull out your phones and you rate that experience that you just had, just ordering your drink, getting your drink. You just like rate. So I like, if Kenny's my barista, I would give him like 4.5 stars, and then he give me like 4.7 stars or something like that. And this is something that everybody can see. And so like if your average goes below a certain point, you can't live in certain neighborhoods. Your kids are allowed to go to certain schools. You aren't allowed in certain social clubs and social settings. So if your score goes down to like a 3, you get ostracized, and you're not allowed to be with certain groups of people because your rating is too low in life. And that is a scary thought, but it is another way of like classism, basically.
Yep. It's funny because that already exists, just not in such an obvious way. Like it's not an obvious way you can directly rate people, but in a roundabout way, like that does already exist.
Yeah, it does.
How society is right now.
Yeah, I mean, people just ostracize people anyway, right? Like groups of people will just decide.
Did you hear Becky is a hooah.
Listen.
Becky is such a hooah. She was sleeping with her boyfriend's best friend and his brother. She's a hooah. And they leave out the fact that Becky was drugged.
Yep.
And like this person took advantage of her, and they're like, she slept with everybody at that party. Meanwhile, she's fucking knocked out on the couch.
Yep.
She's such a hooah. Don't you spend your time with that Becky.
I just came from a holiday party, and literally lots of gossip, obviously, lots of people drinking, lots of women just talking and, being very free with the lips and saying things about the coworkers that they don't really care for. And I'm so glad we're not in the office. I don't have to see her ugly mug anymore. And just, all that. And me just laughing with my espresso martinis and
just laughing. You just taking in the tea.
Laughing. Exactly. Taking in the fucking tea. But yeah,
dude,
this is a good time.
Like, it's Christmas time, people need to be holly and jolly, but yeah, like at work, just like, I don't know, this isn't really related to Christmas, but it's related to you going to that Christmas party. But yeah, so often people come in and just like gossip with me because like I see the same people now like, really often that come in and shop at the shop, and they'll just like talk to me about stuff that it's like some people is cool, but like sometimes it's like, all right, like, I get it. Can we just move on? Like, oh my God. Okay, this one guy came in and straight up trauma dumps on me. Okay,
I hate that.
This is directly actually related to Christmas. So he comes in, the first day he ever comes in, he tells me this whole story about how he used to be on meth, and he shows me that he has meth mouth. If you don't know what meth mouth is, that's where like you can like, because you don't have teeth or whatever, and you could like take your mouth and like put it over the top of your mouth. Like you can like make your jaw go over the top of your mouth. Like it's crazy. If you just type in like meth mouth or meth lips or whatever, meth face, like you'll probably find images of it. So he like does that face, and I was like, oh shit. And so he's talking to me for like an hour about all these life struggles that he's had and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever. He goes away. He comes back like a month later, which a month later happens to be like last week. And he comes in and he's talking to me and he's like, oh, I can see you're busy. Like, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I was like, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. I help him out, get him some things. And he starts talking to me and he talks to me for like 20 minutes. And he goes, all right, man, like, I know you're busy. Like, I'm going to get out of here. Like, have a nice night. I was like, have a nice night, man. Happy holidays. And he goes, he gets to the door and he goes, oh, you know what? I did have another question.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. He turns around, comes back, and he's like, hey, like, are you guys hiring? And I was like, nah, not really. I was like, we're just like, it's all just family. Like my brother-in-law, his brother, me. It's all just family here. Like, we're not really hiring. We don't really have anybody like hired that's not just like direct family.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. Like, I understand. And he goes, yeah, I just need like another job. And then he goes like, my daughter really needs a good Christmas this year. I have 4 kids, but my oldest daughter needs a good Christmas this year. Her mom just died of cancer. And then like, he just starts like telling me this whole story about how her mom died of cancer and all this cancer stuff she went through. And then he makes like a joke about cancer patients. And I kind of like half chuckle, half like do nothing. And he goes, well, I'm allowed to make that joke because I had cancer and I'm a cancer survivor. And then he starts telling me this whole, bro, he talks to me.
I would have been quiet the entire time. I wouldn't have said a single word.
I literally, so I have there's a PC in the shop. I literally like went back to my PC and I was just playing Slay the Spire on the PC.
Yep.
So he's just like talking to me and I'm just playing Slay the Spire.
Damn, that's crazy. There have been so many damn that's crazies for me.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yep.
Like literally that. And he talks to me for like an hour and a half about how his daughter needs a good Christmas and how he needs the mom died. And listen, that's a sad story.
It is.
But bro, I'm sad. At work and I can't have you talking to me for an hour and a half about you having cancer and her having cancer and all the intricacies of cancer and all this other stuff. And like, at the end of the day, I still can't offer you a job. Like, there's still not a job opening. Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I've always wondered about people's motives when they tell you those like obvious, very obviously sad stories out of nowhere. You did not ask. It did not come up naturally. They just kind of force it upon you. And then now all of a sudden your ear is subjected to some really sad shit that, I'm a human being, right? So I have emotions and I don't want to think about a kid going without or having a bad time or having a terrible life. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, I know kids go through all types of terrible things and life sucks for a lot of people on this planet. Like, it is, it's one of those things that it's just a sad reality. Like, I do wish that there was better equality and living quality for everyone. But unfortunately, it's just not that way. And I'd rather not have somebody randomly walk up to me and just start telling me things that it kind of I'm thinking about the other people who do something not nearly as egregious, but it is fucking annoying. People who just walk up to you and try to tell you what their goddamn record is at a tournament. It's like, bro, you don't know how I lost my last round? You're like, no, I do not want to know how you lost I do not care how you lost your last round. Like, one, you and I don't even talk. We're not even like cool enough to be on that level of you and me having a story about this, but I also didn't ask you. And then the other type of person that's annoying, and now I'm on a full-on rant, but I just got to get this off my chest. The other kind of person who's annoying is a person who is undefeated. And by undefeated, I mean they are literally 2-0. And in a fucking 8 to 9 round tournament, sometimes even 10 round tournament, they are 2-0. And obviously they're happy, but they walk up to literally every fucking person they could find that they've seen before, and they're like, "Oh, what's your record?" And then like you'll say your record, and then they'll immediately just blurt out, "I'm 2-0. I'm undefeated."
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm 2-0. By the way,
I didn't ask you.
3 rounds later, you'll ask them and like, I dropped.
Yeah.
Well,
literally
that. 2-2.
Literally that.
I went 2-2. Oh shit, you were undefeated. Yeah. He sacked me, bro. Round 3 was like so egregious. Like, I got sacked, and then like he did this, and it was like so stupid. And then like round 4, like I just didn't draw my card, and like the ops, and it was just like, it was like there was nothing I could do. Like, I couldn't have played better. Like, it was stupid. It was this game sucks. I'm too.
Yeah, I just hate anybody. Do not walk up and just start ranting and dumping your shit. Just like, oh, like they asked you what your record is just so they could tell you theirs. It's like, I didn't ask you for yours. Like, you asked me for mine. I gave you mine. That is not like open season for you to just start spewing out like all of your nonsense, or just to walk up to somebody and be like, "You know how I lost my last round? I don't give a fuck." And then, you know what? Now I've gotten so, I guess, cynical and I kind of just don't care as much as I used to when I was younger. So now when people do that whole like, do you want to know how I lost my last round? I literally say no now. Like in real life and in person, like you could, if you walk up to me and me and you are not cool and close enough where I feel like I even want to hear this story, because 9 times out of 10,
that is a weird conversation to have. That is, I guess it's just like I want an excuse to talk to Frazier Smith.
Yeah,
but like it is weird. Like if somebody I don't know really walks up to me, like, you want to know how? It's like I don't even know your name.
Yeah,
like, I don't.
It happens.
Why would I want to know how you lost? I don't know your name.
Time. The way the interaction usually goes is I'll be walking by myself, and I've learned to not walk around too much at venues, because the more I walk around, the more people I see. So I tend to find a place and just stand there, because I realize that just being still in a place prevents you from seeing too many people and just getting drained socially. So if I come across a person and like I go to the bathroom or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Frazier? How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good." And they're like, "What's your record?" I'm like, "I'm currently 4-0." And they're like, "Oh man, that's really good. You want to know how I lost my last round?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck." And like before, I would feel like so bad about like, I have to listen to this guy tell me this story that I'm really not even. I swear to God, when those stories are being told, no one retains anything that you're saying. I promise you. No. Not a single thing that you say from the time you say, "Do you want to know how I lost my round?" The second you start going, so I opened up Dushu, Brain Control. I think I had Greffer. Did I have Greffer? No, I didn't have the Greffer yet. I had a Lore and I had a Sirocco.
I'm already over this.
Bro, when
I'm already over this.
Kenny, when I tell you, these stories are never told in a way that makes them interesting ever. They're always fucking bad. You never retain any information. I couldn't tell you a single play that they tell me about what happened. It's like, "Oh, then he top decks the Brain Control." I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't hear a single thing you said.
Yeah. It's just like, it's, I get it. You want to have a conversation, but it is difficult to have a meaningful like that's just, it's difficult. That's a difficult way to. I barely want to have that conversation with my actual friend, because like you said, most people will start telling that story in a way that is not interesting.
Yeah,
like, bro, I don't care. And also at some point, it's like, okay, I get it. You're the third person today that tell me they lost to Brain Control. Like, I know Brain Control's a good card. Like, you're not the only person that lost to top deck Brain Control today. I promise you.
Yeah,
you know what else is crazy? There's probably somebody in this room that has the same birthday as you, just because that's the way math works.
Yeah.
Like, and
it's not interesting.
Like, it's just not interesting. Like, somebody in this room literally has the same birthday as you.
Now, what I do love,
that's just it.
What I do love is when Silverman or McCabe back in the day will walk up to me and tell me their story, because they know how to make things very interesting. Like, Silverman is the best storyteller that I know. He's fucking insane at telling stories. He's just so good at it. He's so funny. He also, my one friend said the reason why Silverman is such a fucking ridiculous person is because he speaks in hyperbole. He just naturally speaks. He's like, why does everything you say have to be so hyperbolic? Like, you just can't, nothing is normal. Everything is just so ridiculously over the top, but it makes his storytelling so good. So Silverman is an amazing person to hear a story from, even if it's just like how he lost his last round. It is so entertaining to hear. And then McCabe, what I liked about him telling me about how he won or lost a round is he teaches without even trying. Like, he will say things and then you'll learn something from hearing it. You'll be like, oh shit, that's a good. He'll be like, I should have done this. I should have went Venus, no prio here, because the 500 life points if I pay and he has Solemn Warning, blah, blah, blah. Like, he'll give you like this really detailed thing that's like, it'll make you a better player. So I'm like, I like hearing this story, because this little weird one-off scenario that happens 1 out of every 100 games, but now I just collected this knowledge that'll make me a better player overall. I love stuff like that, because I know I'm going to learn from it. But most people, one, they're terrible at telling the story. So that ultimately, if you're just bad at storytelling, it doesn't matter how interesting your loss actually is if you are bad at conveying it.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it all boils down to. If you can be interesting, the problem is I don't care to find out if somebody's interesting, because that means that I have to listen to the whole story to figure that out. And I just rather not even deal with that. Like, I'd rather just know from the gate, like, oh, it's Silverman, it's an interesting story. Oh, it's McCabe, it's an interesting story. Oh, it's random number 58. Probably don't want to hear it. I don't even care if it's interesting, because you probably are not a good storyteller. Just the facts.
This is the story of side notes here, but I went to that Rivals of Aether tournament the other week with Stango. And before I went, a couple of my customers or people that I know and talk to, they knew I was going, because like, I'm not going to be here on this weekend because I'm going to be at this tournament. The amount of people that were like, oh, are you going to win? I was like, no, like, my cousin might win, but like, I'm not going to win. And they were like, oh, nah, come on. Like, you're pretty nice at those games. Like you got to at least get top 4. And I was like, I don't think you understand
what the fuck?
Like, how this works. Like, I don't think you understand how good people are, and just but the amount of people, like, when I came back, that were like, oh, how'd you, like, you better have got top 16, like, you better have got top 8 or top 4. And it's like, I don't think you understand how absurdly like wide the gap is
Yes.
in order to get a top 4 at that tournament.
Also,
like, it's just not.
You're relatively new to the game, by the way.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what y'all are
so
expecting.
insane. Like nobody in this building, nobody that has ever walked into this building could beat me in any Smash game. None of you. You can get with any of your best friends. I promise you, I'll beat them all in Smash.
Yeah,
but I won't win a tournament. Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, like
just...
that is in fighting games, man. That shit is like it's just not real. I mean, it's just not real. Like I told people all the time, I'm like Stango, because people in the comments will be like, oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Stango, blah blah. And I'm like, okay, you guys have to understand, Stango is one of the best fighting game players in the world. He literally is top 3 players in the game that he currently plays, and people are literally assuming, and rightfully so, that he is going to win the next 2 majors because a new character's coming out in January. At the beginning of January, a new character's coming out, and his peers, the other people who are also in the top 3 are like, oh, okay, congratulations on your wins at Genesis, and let's make big moves. Because they see the character that's coming out, they know that he's going to play the character, they know he's going to play the character better than they could play the character, so they're not even going to try.
Yeah.
And they already conceded. They're already saying like, congrats on your next 2 major wins, because the gap is just like in those games when you're better than people in a fighting game, there's no real sacking to be had. Really,
there's no top deck brain control.
Yeah, like there's no I bricked. So my opponent who's really bad just opened up like Whirlwind Shura and I just got fucking steamrolled. That's not a thing. Like it just can't happen. So he's just gonna win.
Yeah, if someone's just better than you, it is so oppressive in a way that you can't always see in a card game. Yeah. In a card game that might happen too. Like there's more luck involved, so sometimes you get screwed. But in a card game, sometimes like you could just be playing and maybe Frazier beats you, and then you in your head are like, oh, there's nothing I could have done.
Yep.
But really, like you set 3 traps in the Heavy Storm for no reason, and like, you know, oh, he got lucky, he had Heavy Storm, but it's like, why did you set 3? Like, why did you set 2 Dew Prisons and Bottomless? Like, why'd you do that? Like, you didn't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
And so it's not as obvious sometimes how the difference in skill, I think, in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, because there can be a very wide difference in skill, and it's just not as obvious because of the way the game is played, and then also the luck that is naturally involved in that game. In a fighting game, it is very obvious. If someone's a little bit better than you, it feels like there's nothing you can do every fucking time.
I lost.
What the fuck?
I lost at least 15 to 20 games straight in Smash Ultimate to my one friend who is he's an FJC player. That's where he's from. We were playing, and I mained Diddy Kong, and I was playing Diddy Kong, and he's playing Incineroar, and I lost at least 15 games straight. I did not win 15 games straight, and I know for a fact my character is way better than his character, but his skill level closes that gap so bad, and then widens the gap on his side somehow, to the point where like I could not 15 games straight minimum I played, and I could not beat him a single time. Like I would get like a close call every once in a while, but some of the games were just straight up blowouts. Some of them were closer than others. No wins though. Like 15 straight no wins, and then I got 1 win, and I'll never forget. I got that 1 win, and that's when I learned how to use banana a different way, and I was like, oh. And like I love the feeling in a fighting game of leveling up, because it's kind of like Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire, your character, no matter what Ascension you play, no matter what happens, your character is always the same from Ascension 0 to Ascension 20. Your character never
actually gets worse.
Yeah, like your character never gets some kind of buff or anything like that. Like when you play Ascension 20, the silent that you played Ascension 0 with and Ascension 3 with is the same silent that you're playing Ascension 20 with. So what's cool is that the only thing that got better is you. You got better at the game. So then the Ascensions between 0 to like 16 are all a joke, because you're just so much better at the game that you couldn't really lose reasonably on 0 to 16. And then 17, 18, 19 is where it starts to get like, okay, elites are harder, normal combats are harder, bosses are harder, then 20 is double boss. So it's like those last like 4, I would say, 17, 18, 19, 20, or whereas like things can start to get a little sideways here. But overall, like, you are improving, and you can feel it in Slay the Spire, but you can feel it in a fighting game too. And I remember when I finally beat him a game, and like he switched characters after that too. Like I beat his Incineroar, and he switched characters. And I was like, damn, I don't know if that's like an ego thing for him, where it's like, okay, you beat this character, but I don't want you to learn how to consistently beat this character now, because you clearly figured something out. And like I was super happy about it. I didn't pop off or anything like that, but I was like, fucking finally. And he was like, good shit. Like he was like happy for me too. But it was the realization that, okay, I'm starting to learn how to play against one in Center War because I don't know that matchup. Two, I'm starting to learn how to use my character better and abuse what my character does that makes my character unfair compared to yours. Like I'm now starting to understand, obviously Center War's movement is terrible. So I'm starting to understand that. Also, like I was going for edge guards all the time on the Center War, but like I could just let him come back and just abuse the fact that I just have better frame data than you. Like I don't need to try to fucking jump out and fair you every time you're off the stage because you keep reversaling me and like side being me and then clotheslining me and shit like that, or kick, like just do all kind. I'm not ready for the tech, so you hit me first and I fucking bounce off the stage and I die. I'm giving up easy stocks. I'm like, damn, I'm making all these immature mistakes. It's like sometimes it's just better to hold the stage. Like he's at disadvantage. Like I'm learning concepts by losing over and over and over again, but then I'm making these small incremental increases in my skill level, and that feels really good. And rant.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Fighting games are awesome. They're so cool. It's funny how you check in all competitive games, how you can check for information. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, how you can check for bottomless, you can check for mirror force, you can check for deep prison, check for all these things. So you can check for information in Yu-Gi-Oh, check for what traps they have and try to figure out the game state. And you check for information in fighting games too. Like in Street Fighter, I remember when I was learning and getting better at Street Fighter, where you check for information where like you jump at somebody. Like if I'm playing you and I've never played you for you, I just jump at you. I just jump at you and hit you. And like, if you don't stop me from jumping at you, I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to keep jumping at you until you teach you teach me that you know how to anti-air. If you can't anti-air me, I'm going to just keep jumping at you. Because jumping at you is the strongest thing in the game. If I hit you with my jump in, I get my best combo every time.
Yeah.
So if you don't stop me from jumping at you, then I can just win for free.
Yeah.
So you do that, and eventually the Ken player goes like, I'm going to uppercut him. And then so you jump, you get uppercutted. You do it again, maybe you get uppercutted again. And now I jump at you, and I just jump and press nothing, and I just land, hold back. So you uppercut my block, and now I full combo you anyway, because now you're like uppercutting my block. And so now I jump at you, do nothing, you don't uppercut me, and I grab you. It's like now you're just scared. Now you're just you just like check for information, and if you're the better player, you know more things to check for than they do, and you know the response to those answers more than they do. So now it's like jump in, they do nothing, just keep jumping in. Jump in, they uppercut, then you safe jump and then combo them. Jump in, they do nothing, but they didn't counter. Now you grab them and you do it. And you just keep mixing it up. And now you jump in and just start hitting them again. And you jump in, do a shimmy, like all that shit. So I love fighting games. I love video games. I love all that shit. It's so dope.
Yeah. All right. I think we could pretty much wrap this episode up, right? I think we've gone all over the place enough.
Yeah. I want to quickly just mention, and we're not going to talk too much about them because we're already near the end here, but I want to quickly mention a couple random Christmas movies that might mean something to some people. But those Tim Allen Christmas movies, I think they're just called like The Santa Claus. Like The Santa
I do
Claus
like those.
2. I really like those Tim Allen ones. He
starts to become Santa Claus over time. Like Santa Claus fucking crashes on his roof or some shit.
Yeah, I think Santa like dies.
Yeah, Santa dies. Like his boots are just sticking out of the snow. And Tim Allen's like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you fucking crashed on my roof.
He puts like Santa's coat on, and then he slowly starts becoming Santa Claus, and he grows out a beard.
Yep, he gets fat.
And he gets fat. And he has to become Santa Claus and go to the North Pole, and he takes over the job of Santa Claus. I really like those, the Tim Allen movies. I like, I think it's called National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's one of the funniest movies that has ever existed. It's so fucking funny. Christmas Vacation, extremely funny movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. There's classics like Charlie Brown Christmas, which I know a lot of people a couple years ago got really mad at Apple because that used to just come on free TV, like just random like free channels. And Apple like bought it, and then it became exclusive to Apple TV, and people got all mad at Apple.
Fucking capitalism is so gross. I'm sorry to laugh, but like it's just so funny that capitalism will take every joy in the world.
Yep. Like there's people that like, I watch this every year. It's on like fucking ABC or whatever.
Like basic.
And now
television.
It's on Apple TV, and I can't watch it.
So funny. Oh God.
And then like what's another one? Oh, you know what? And South Park, Mr. Hanky and the Christmas Poo. You know, fucking love that. But you know something else that's crazy, kind of related to Christmas is there's another movie in those stop animation movies. It is the Jack Frost one. I don't know if it's called Jack Frost or if it's called something else, but it's about Jack Frost and him becoming like the source of winter and like whatever. But in that movie, in one of those movies, the plot of the movie is like Groundhog Day. How like when the groundhog comes out, if he sees his shadow, like winter will be longer or like winter will be shorter.
I never understood that, by the way. That shit is a rant to me.
I never understood it either, but just something I wanted to mention. Do you remember how crazy it was? Because I don't know if it's a thing anymore, but I remember being a kid and it would be on the fucking news.
Yeah.
Like the news would be talking about like the groundhog came out and there'd be a crowd.
Yeah.
There'd be a crowd of fucking people watching a groundhog come out and seeing if it sees its shadow and then that determining if winter's going to be longer. This shit would be on the news with a crowd of people watching it. It was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, I genuinely remember the Groundhog Day thing being on the news. I don't know if they still do that because I don't think anyone from our generation watches the news anymore. So for all we know, Kenny, that shit is still going on and is alive and well today. But I will say I have not seen it in over a decade. Groundhogs, they always didn't make sense to me. I used to ask my grandmother because my grandmother was big into watching it because she's from that generation where I guess entertainment was anything you could get. So like Groundhogs Day was like probably a fucking thing in her childhood or something. But like when I was a kid, I was already a logical thinker.
Were waiting for that. That was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was already too logical. So as a kid, I'll be like, Grandma, I don't understand. So that thing saw its shadow. So now we're fucked. Like I'm confused. Like I'm confused. Like you have to explain to me why that little shit, that rodent, seeing its shadow has anything to do with winter's longevity. Like I don't get it. And again, I am a super empirical person. I'm a super like logical person. Always have been since I was a kid. Is why I went into basically a math field. I don't understand Groundhog's Day. It never made sense to me.
Get it.
Ever.
I need to look up the lore on it. I'm gonna watch a video on it. I want to know the lore on ground. It's definitely some stupid, like, I don't want to be insensitive, but it's definitely some stupid, like, tradition shit from, like, 100, many years ago, where people were just like, oh, the groundhog comes out and the groundhog sees it, and then, oh my God, it's cold because the groundhog is cold. Like, it's just like, like some stupid shit.
I really don't know where that came from. And honestly,
people just make stuff up.
I've been looking at a lot of random shit, just like Googling or ChatGPT, just to figure out. Like I saw a video of a cat that got pushed into a tub of water by a dog, and the dog, I don't know if the dog did it on purpose. The dog was excited though, and the dog kind of like pushed the cat into the tub. The cat was on the edge of the tub, and the tub was full of water, and the cat was reaching for a rubber duck. Like, it was like playing with it. Like, cats just, mischievous little fuckers. It was playing. I love cats. It was playing with the rubber ducky, and then the dog is like staring at the cat do its thing, and then the dog like gets up all hype, but it pushes the cat in. The cat falls into the water and starts freaking the fuck out, bro. Yeah. Like, it was like, rah, rah, rah. And like, I mean, literally jumping up in the water. Like, not getting out of the water, though, but, like, jumping in the water and, like, just freaking out. And then it jumps back on the edge where it was at, and the dog is, like, there, like, kind of shocked that what just happened. And then it starts fucking clawing at the dog's face.
Yeah.
And then,
snapping.
And then the dog, like, goes down all sad. And then, the woman who's recording this whole thing, she's like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. She's, like, laughing, but she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, he didn't mean it or whatever. And then I was like, damn, that cat freaked out from water. And I do know from having a cat in my household all the time when I was a kid, cats really do not like bodies of water. Like, if you try to put them in water, obviously they drink water, they need water like everybody else. But if you try to put them in water, they will fucking bite you, scratch you, freak the fuck out. They do not. And so I was like, I never knew why cats are so averse to water. So I just went on Google and I was like, why are cats super averse to water? And it was like explaining that it's because of their fur and how long it takes them to get dry, and the temperature of their bodies gets really cold when their fur is wet, and then their fur can get fucked up because of it being wet, and they have a natural grooming thing that they go through where they don't need to ever be in a full body of water because they groom themselves more than anything else on the planet. Just like all these explanations of why cats really fucking hate being submerged in water, and it makes them feel uncomfortable because their senses get dulled when they're covered in water. And so it was like it's like a survival thing. It's like this makes it feel like I could be killed easily. They also can't move as fast. So like everything about them is like I feel vulnerable. It's just basically like this is going to make me vulnerable. And animals are all life and death. Everything is life and death for an animal. So it's like I hate this. But yeah
makes sense.
So anyway. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the IMNerd podcast. I want to give a shout out to everybody on our party member tier or higher. So we have Joy Boy, is that Nika? Spaceships go pew pew pew. Xavier Swift, this ain't God. This is Stanley Earl hanging with Epstein. Just another pretty ass nigga, Japan. Andre Reynolds, Red Vines, The Pies Came Out, Vince, Dallas Bailey, KJ, Sizzle 43, Sarah Maria, Alex Ahern, FC Campa, Edison Club, Big Bora, Grok, Sugal, Vicky Venemon, Elijah Barfall, Tatala Tadeo, Volvina Mega Monarch, Can't believe milk is stored in the titties. What a crazy place for milk to hide. Janitor 215. Triple book How Lucky. Joshua Carroll, Eric Chai,
God.
Wayne Bangui. What?
This is the triple book and how lucky we were allegedly for drawing triple book.
Oh, wait, did we draw triple book? When did we draw triple book?
Yeah, it was a Master and Disaster episode where like we used Book of Moon 3 times in a game, and the guy was like, "Oh my god, so lucky!" And
yes, he did say yes.
And it was like the stupidest shit.
Yeah, ever. I forgot about that. I definitely
We were just like not happy we had triple book.
No,
if we had other things, we would have beat your ass harder. But, we had triple book. And
so lucky, yeah. Wayne Bangui, Neil Rigas, Kenny's older cousin, Big Dick Stango, not Kenny. I have to follow my dreams, however crazy they seem. Real Nika, Raw Knack, Kenny, I got 50K for you, dog. Hershey Bar and Poister, Tyler Frasher, Sasha Egger, Daniel Anderson, Deroa. As the Mattress Sleeping is Goated, Jordan Eastman, Klanger, Sushant Bardwaj, Fontina Andrea, HT19, Gregory Comring, Charles Therin, Limp Bizkit, Stango, Mike and John, Rich Silverberg, Santi, and then we have,
excuse me. Oh, boy, I had a yawn. We have Froggo, Anthony Japov, Michael Zhang, Stango, Tyler, Gerbs, Brandon Crank, Chris Louie, Joshua Johnson, Luis Suarez, Julian Weidman, The Hopeless One, Ian Baylor, Choo Choo Train, Raj, Chris Kemp, Vengeful Servant Awareness, Please, Hunter Farhat, Dark Void TG, Pearson Boyer, Aurelio, Daniel Brando, Juan Sebastian Brazenda, Jackson Conrad, Shrabster, Chris Flores, Oliver Beer, Smiley Face, Justin Herman, Chess Prime, Connor Ketchum, Stango, Mass22, Cara Waite, Idris Hosni, Chris Johnston, Garrett Hernandez, Chris Hurayet, Jaytronic, Ryan Marple, Andre McGee, Ronnie Deo, Nick Marvin, Darius Glasgow, Drazzer, Teddy Tran, Ash, Creating Chaos, Chemistry, and Maddie.
And guys, real quick, before we get out of here completely, don't forget next year, the IMNerd Jank series is going to be a thing. So the ban list is still being worked on by the committee, but in 2026, early 2026, like literally January, I plan to announce the full list of things that are going to be unplayable so that people can start to craft up builds. And I want to do a nice size cash tournament in the first quarter of 2026. So look forward to that as one of the things to kick off the new year. The IMNerd Jank series. So like I said, a lot of things are not going to be playable. There will be no frogs, no birds, no Lightsworn, no GBs, no heroes, no Machina. You get the idea. I really want this series to showcase Edison decks that literally never see play. I'm talking Reptilian, I'm talking Fortune Ladies, I'm talking aliens, spaceships.
Wait, are Fortune Ladies even out?
They are, actually.
They're out?
Yes, they are.
Shit.
They are fully out. There's a lot of decks that you just wouldn't even know they're out because we only really play birds, frogs, and like the occasional Lightsworn GBs, you know. So
I definitely forgot about Fortune Ladies.
I
remember them at some point, but yeah.
Yeah, so that is going to be hopefully a blast. I really want to see what people can cook up. I've never seen a Cloudian deck before. I haven't seen a Crystal Bees deck in Edison, really. Like, I want to see some of these decks that literally have no shot against the meta because, you know, I accept the game for what it is. Like, some decks are just always going to be very powerful. That's just how every game works.
But it's fun to see people come up with new ideas and try to deck build and brew and create new ideas and, you know. Yeah. This is an opportunity for that, for essentially a format that never existed.
Exactly.
It is Edison format, but it's given a chance for some of those other decks to shine.
Yep, and that's the goal of it. And I want to see how people take to it. You know, get the casual people who really like janky shit that just doesn't have a real place in Edison to be competitively viable anyway. So that's the goal, just to have some fun. And if it grows into something bigger, then so be it. But yeah, that's one of the goals for 2026. So be on the lookout for that. And as I always say, guys, do the things that make you happy, including enjoying the holidays with your family, whatever you celebrate that shit. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
So long, Gabe Bowser.
So long.